I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake. I have been requesting Lost in Vegas react to Keep Away by Godsmack for I don't even know how long now. I love those
guys.
It's a thing now, dude.
Ants are always a thing, but you have
They're
to
not supposed
take care
to be
of
in
it.
your house.
I pull the back door handle, and the door handle pops right off of the door. I kid you not.
Oh my god, I'm gonna freak out, dude.
So I don't care about that anymore.
That was nice of you, dude. Yeah. In the name of generosity and friendship, BandHouse Podcast.
And blast!
Everyone, pop a top with us.
I'll regret this in 2 hours when I'm trying to go to bed.
That guitar I recorded that with is no longer with us.
Is that your Jackson?
Yeah, that was that Jackson. You remember that
Jackson Paul?
With the else, yeah, you do remember it.
Why'd you get rid of the Jackson Paul?
I traded it for...
Oh, the black one? The satin black one?
Oh, I traded it for the Scarlet 18i20 or whatever.
Oh, really?
To RJ did that paperwork for that.
Yeah,
at Guitar
actually,
Center.
I remember that. Yeah.
Weird. Let's talk about Guitar Center, dude. I need to go there to get some boxes. Would you like to go with me?
Sure.
I don't know why I'm scared.
Some boxes?
I'll go with you.
Yeah, I just need to get
Can
boxes.
you explain to me what a box is?
Because I don't want to be like, oh, remember me? Let me get them for free. But if we both go in, we could be like, hey, how much can we have this? And someone will hopefully be like, just take it. Because I don't have a single cent to spend.
Well, they are. I don't know if it's every location, but I think they are charging for boxes now.
That's what I mean. We go
like a regular box.
We go in, no, like to fit the guitar for our winter.
Yeah, when I was working there, like guitar boxes.
Yeah, and I want to get maybe a few.
So like when inventory comes in at Guitar Center, I'm going to tell this to everyone that ever asks because it did get annoying.
This is an
insider Guitar Center thing that only an ex-employee will tell you.
A facts, frequently asked questions.
If you go in and never buy anything but ask for boxes to clearly ship out guitars that you're not selling to us, like we are not gaining anything from that. And honestly, they do reuse those boxes to ship out used gear pieces that don't have cases or that do have cases. We use those boxes. Like they save a lot of those boxes to use as shipping boxes, and it saves us from like buying them all the time.
It's crazy how many boxes I broke down and recycled though.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like it saves you from having to go to the recycling bin. If you're like short on boxes and you just need to stash a few extra, like if you're shipping used gear between stores for a sale or something, you can do that. My phone's ringing.
Anyway, we'll fucking figure that out.
Now they charge. Oh, Dylan's calling me. That's weird.
Unless maybe you're a guy that...
Should I take it?
Yeah, I haven't talked to him
Dylan's
forever.
calling.
I've been blowing him off.
I'm going to let you. Here you go.
No, you talk.
What up, G-Unit?
Don't tell him you're with me.
Oh, what you doing?
Don't let him know you're with Taylor. I mean, me.
I'm not with Taylor.
Yeah, don't let him know. I've been blowing him off on accident, and now I feel like maybe...
Silly bitch.
I will. Tell the world what you think of Taylor Hardin.
I think he's a sweet cookie.
No, don't say that.
He was looking more negative.
Say something like, honest.
And more truthful.
I fucking hate that guy, man.
Okay, good. He's not here, so you can say whatever you want.
Actually, are you guys doing the podcast as that's happening?
We are.
You're on mic.
Oh. You should show Taylor that Airbnb thing.
I will.
Because I think that's the house we're going to do our month-long recordings on.
I
saw you send it to me. I just haven't had a chance to peek it yet.
Dude, BandHouse.
But I'll look at it.
BandHouse B&B.
BandHouse B&B.
So we can talk more about it, but I want you guys to put eyes on it and just kind of think about what the logistics are and things. And it's almost too perfect
BandHouse,
because we'll
Bath
have
and
people
Beyond
out there and do little partying and stuff like that. But then there's only 2 master bedrooms and it's bunk beds beyond that. So I think that's fucking hilarious.
Can't say
that is kind of perfect.
But
that's funny.
We just won't tell anybody, and Jordan will come out and he gets a bunk bed. You see, it's perfect. It's just it's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
Take a look at it. Have fun on the podcast. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, man. I can call you on the way back if you want, if you're still up.
Oh, I'm won't be asleep, man. The first time back in my apartment, like
Just
10
text
days.
him anyway. You
Okay.
up?
We passed East Sullivan's band. I'm
Apparently
so
they
tired.
just bang now all the
Yeah.
time.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Bye, buddy.
Joy's out.
I'll text you
Dylan's in.
later then.
All right, see you.
Joy's
All right,
not
man.
out.
Bye. Sorry.
How's Joy? How's Joy?
She's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And Dylan? You guys are
Chilling.
hanging out? Dylan's chilling. Good. Hanging
Dylan's
out.
chilling.
What was I saying? Oh, I joined
Haven't seen him in a couple weeks. but
joined a
he's been
casino
busy.
band. Been rehearsing, and I'm leaving this weekend to go to Oregon.
Oh.
Pendleton,
You joined a
Oregon.
casino band?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Their name is Higher Soul. It's Sean Kirkendall. I played with them before via that
Okay.
timestamp.
Yeah. Is this the one with the drummer that got like?
Yeah.
Is it that
Arrested.
same drummer?
Yeah, that's the name I'm beeping.
Wait,
Beep it again.
he's not the one that got arrested though.
Yeah, he went to jail for. Cut all this out.
Wait, that was the drummer that didn't show up to that gig.
Yeah, and therefore I didn't show up either. And
Is
I
that the
felt-
guy that I did like
I felt
one gig
bad.
with?
We did one gig with him at Sunrise.
No.
That was the one that got arrested.
No, what are you talking about?
Oh my God! How high?
oh,
yes.
Still.
He's not the one that got
I
arrested.
keep having to beep that many names. No,
We'll just cut all this shit out.
let's talk
I
about
just, like, I
Sean,
wanna
because
actually-
Sean, I don't have to beep his name because he's cool. And he forgave me for bailing on that gig and still wanted me to play with him on this band. He plays R&B, so like just the two of us.
Yeah.
And also like funk, like it's your thing. Down, do what you want to do. Down. So real light lifting on guitar. But also I can focus on rhythm, which has always been a boring. So it's been really fun doing pocket
There's nothing
work.
wrong with rhythm guitar, everybody.
And the bass player's really good. So
Yeah, let's just keep talking about people no one cares about.
who? Me? Oh, bass players. I was doing that thing where I was thinking ahead instead of listening to you and preparing what I was going to say.
Speaking of bass
I have.
players, I found a song like this week that I want you to like do a reaction to just for how fucking rad the bass is. I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Okay.
I want to surprise you, but we should do a reaction video to that. I was
Okay.
listening to it and I was like, I want to submit a reaction.
Yeah,
video
it's
song.
probably one of the best things about learning to play bass is you start to hear bass. And like
Yeah.
I hear like good bass, like there are songs that I don't even really like, but
I'll give you a
then
hint.
after, like a perfect example is that that Justin Timberlake song that we played.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a great
Can't
bass
Stop the
line.
Feeling?
Yeah.
I can
That's a
echo
great
that.
bass line.
I can echo that
Kinda
sentiment.
R&B. It's like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, that's sick. I was just gonna say jazz. Like when I learned jazz, now I can apply it to. And I remember thinking that song because it had a backdoor dominant, which is the flat 7, but as a dominant chord. Didn't it do that? Like a B flat 7 into the chorus, which is a C.
Yeah.
So
yes.
a B flat 7 is in replace of a G7, and that's not something you know unless you study Barry Harris specific jazz style, and it makes sense that way. But you're probably thinking like, what are those?
want
minor
this.
third and dominant chords. Weird.
I want this.
You can have it. I was borrowing it from Chris, and I was like, "You can't have it because I had to give it back to him."
Well, I remember you've had this for a while.
Now it's you can have it officially.
Okay.
What is it?
It's a mic mechanic. This is the older one, which I actually kind of like better.
What does it do?
So it does like vocal effects.
Loud feedback,
Really?
just screams loud feedback.
It's you run your mic through it
Yeah.
for live use. I guess you could use it in the studio as well.
No, it's
got
cool.
It's got a de-esser.
It's like a EQ.
It's
What's
got-
a de-esser?
You know, your that like.
Oh, okay.
Tell
Yeah.
me this:
It's not a pop filter, but it's like.
why does a
it's clean
de-esser
setup.
turn your S's into THs?
That's what it does. So it
'Cause
kind of
every time-
enunciates your S, so it doesn't sound like a
Like a-
TH, a heart. Yeah, like it makes them
Sibilant.
like yeah. It makes them like very.
Oh, listen. S, and then TH.
It makes your S's sound less like THs.
Yeah.
It's got pitch correction, so if you want to do hard tuning, you can do hard tuning. But if you leave it right in the
doesn't
middle,
work.
if you leave it right in the middle, it kind of just like will pick you up to any note
How does it know?
because it
just
finds the
knows.
relative note you're closest to. If
How
you're-
does it
You
know?
still have to be a decent singer, but if you're like
no, but I mean,
on a
like, what if
C,
your guitar is 10 cents flat?
It's going to. I don't know.
It doesn't know. You can have it. It's a really good pedal.
They have one that has like a pass-through 4 guitar, so it knows. I think it's the Voice Live Play has a pass-through 4 guitar, so that it'll play like harmonies based on what you're playing on guitar and what you're singing. Also, it has like echo effects and delays and reverbs for your vocals, and you can just turn them on, turn them off. It's like a guitar pedal, but for your vocals.
Check out my funk board, dude.
Dude, you've got like a lot of boards going on right here.
No, that's all my extra stuff. Let me get a shot of this for the thing.
Okay, I see a Pog. I see is that a Phase 90?
No.
Okay, what do we got? We got a Morley Wah. That's very funkadelic.
Well, it's
Dynacomp.
auto.
Okay.
It's not an auto wah, but it's as soon as your foot moves it, it turns into wah mode.
The Pog, the Dirty
And you
Shirley.
can control the high frequencies of it, like how high.
Is that a turboed TS or whatever, a turbo tube screamer?
I don't use the turbo mode, I don't think. What mode am I on right there? That's the only good.
I don't know.
Hot. No, that's plus.
Hot. Very.
I don't use turbo though. I use
Those
plus.
are both very like
Plus,
pretty
bitch.
overdrive distortion pedals for a funk bit.
Well, I solo
EQ
too.
and delay.
I do like solo work for like we do some rock stuff like Hotel California. It's interesting
okay.
though because he plays keys. It's like whatever song we do, like Sweet Home Alabama. By the time we moved through, it didn't sound like Southern rock. It sounded like soul, funk stuff, and it was cool. I was like, oh, I don't hate playing this right now. And the solo came out of me because I have been playing Chris's guitar. I've never learned the solo to Sweet Home Alabama, but it came out of me.
This is rad.
Really?
I was like, whoa, I'm like, this is it. Oh.
Wait, you talking Sweet Home
lives on.
Alabama or
Yeah.
Freebird?
Sweet Home Alabama. That solo is pretty gnarly. I didn't play exactly, there's no way, but I like remembered it because I've heard it so many
I can't
times.
even picture the solo on Sweet Home
Yeah, what
Alabama.
is
That sounds just like
Alabama. And it's on G. Alabama.
Oh, okay. I can hear. Yeah, I can hear like the first couple notes, but I don't.
Pull it
I
up.
literally cannot picture it
My
at
phone's
all.
charging over there. You better
My
pull it
phone's
up.
dead or dying.
Okay,
It's at like 2%.
let's see.
This is cool, by the way.
Let's see.
Awesome pedals.
I think it doesn't work. I think it's
Pri-
dusty. It was in the garage of
it's-
dust, smoke
It
dust.
just needs a new tube, probably.
Duh.
Take the shell off, plug it in.
What kind of tube's in there?
12AX7, just like a preamp
I
tube.
have one.
Yeah.
We should put it in there. Oh, that's a telly. Oh, and my DiPergio has a telly sound if I use the bridge pickup.
Is that the gold hardware one? The
If I'm
custom?
clean, yeah, if I'm on the clean tone and I go clank clank on my Fender amp,
Yeah.
it sounds similar to this, like not quite as scrippy.
I mean, you also have
scrapey.
a telly too.
Yeah, but if I'm bringing one guitar, which I am because I'm hitching a ride with the other guys, so I can't
bring two, just in
I can't bring back. There's a room.
And
3 people in a Toyota Tacoma, adult men.
one extra. Dude, remember how handy that came?
No, I know, but
How-
I'm just saying I don't have that option.
How much that came in handy?
He has
during
2
our
keyboards, and then we
show?
have 2 saxophones, and then I have that giant thing, and then we all have our luggage.
Are you going for an overnight
Yeah, 2 gigs, and they give us a room.
at the casino? Which
Yeah.
casino?
Wild Horse Casino.
I don't know
Wait,
what
hold
it is.
on. Don't do the. We'll have to cut this whole conversation out.
Yeah, because he's fucking playing the whole goddamn
Well, he's
song.
doing phase, so it's fine. Let's go to the solo. It's way later. There's like a few solos.
Why does he hope Neil Young will remember?
I think Neil Young's a hippie and these guys are rednecks. I think it's that kind of thing.
I
Hope
don't.
Neil Young will remember we don't need him anyway. Fuck
that the
you,
lyric?
Neil Young.
Is that really the lyric?
Yeah, Tina was telling me about like something about it. It was years ago. I don't remember. What
Okay,
she
well,
was
if I'm
saying.
picking between Skinner and Neil Young, I'm picking Neil Young.
I know, and I don't even listen to, and I listen to Skinner more, but like just
Oh, here it is. That was it.
fucking. This isn't even the one I played though. But even still,
That's the one I was picturing.
so sick. Now go to the next one.
I can't fast forward.
In what
go,
world?
go to lyrics.
In
Pull up the
2013.
lyric thing on
It's
the bottom left.
2013.
Are you on Apple?
Yeah.
Even if this was 2013,
Are you
I'd be
on Apple
ripping
Music?
you for not knowing how to
Yeah.
do
Pull up
that.
the lyrics, and then if you scroll through the lyrics, if you click whatever lyric, you'll see like ... in between lyrics and that.
How do you go to lyrics?
Oh my god, give me your phone.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
There you go.
I was like, that's what it was. And then I was here. I was like, oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember now.
I did not play it with accuracy, but I did do the you know, like when you learn in a solo, you gotta do the, what do you call it?
You felt like you channeled.
You gotta do the things. what are the things called? The motifs, like
The notes.
Like if you're gonna do a slash guitar
It's like
solo.
you're doing the Cliff Notes version of a solo. The parts that people will recognize.
Oh, like Guitar
The iconic
Hero
parts.
on Medium.
The iconic parts.
Yeah, the iconic parts. Yeah, I did the iconic parts. Yeah, there you go.
I know what you're.
I channeled them.
I know what word you're going for, and I can't think of it either.
The Apex solo.
You're channeling whatever player. You got to hit the.
There's the key.
No.
riffs,
Iconic
the
part
key
works for me.
notes.
I like
the
that.
iconic part, I think, is the best.
Yeah, like the essence. You got to capture the essence of what you're.
There you
playing.
go. Yeah, the essence works. That's a good one.
You don't have to do it exact, but you have to capture that style. You can't do a Slash solo in a Skynyrd song, or it's going to not work.
Right. Les Pauls. I might bring him back up. I have a case that has. It's a soft bag though, and it has room for two.
Two guitars. Oh, is it like the back-to-back case?
Yeah.
Like the monos?
I was thinking about doing that.
Do that. Bring a backup.
But then those guitars are just.
You haven't changed strings on any of these in so long.
I have on the DiPergio.
Oh, okay. Well, still.
Should I bring that wine red Les Paul as a backup?
What
Something
are you
with
guys' thoughts on those, on like American-made ESP guitars?
I don't really have an opinion. They're well made, but I just don't. They're not my taste, so I've never really sat down.
What do you think about them?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm so uneducated when it comes to guitar. That's why I was asking you, because
the internet.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
TikTok knows.
Yeah,
You're just a monkey.
Let us know in the
fucking a
comments what
football
you
or
think.
whatever.
that's
of
right.
ESP
Yeah, whatever
guitars.
that was. What did you say?
I said let us know in the comments. If you
Yeah.
have an ESP guitar,
There was a good
American-made,
one. There was a good
Tell us.
one the other day.
Tell us what you think.
Someone just said everything you said in this video was wrong.
Which video?
Me and Steven reacting to "fuck the police," but it's like, yeah, we didn't know anything about it. So.
Everything is wrong.
Two white suburban
Everything
kids.
you
We're learning
said-
about it.
everything wrong.
Everything
about
that you said in this
NWA's
video is
rap
wrong.
song.
Yeah. So if you guys are here from the reaction videos, leave a comment so I know. We're going to do podcasts still, but I don't think it's going to be, I was telling Steven, I changed the YouTube channel from BandHouse Podcast to BandHouse. Because I don't think it's going to be
BandHouse.
podcast focused. At least the effort is not worth
So you're
the
shifting to reaction
50
videos
views.
now.
So we're going to hit those really hard after this.
God.
We're going to do a bunch of them.
So
you
does
don't
that
have
mean-
to
is this
if
the
you don't
end
want
of
to.
the
But
podcast?
people even like you. No, like I said, I still want to
They
do
like
the
me?
podcast.
I'm in one. I think I'm only in one.
The best video that I've ever had on YouTube. So
Look at
All right.
that.
I mean, reaction videos do get.
You're a content beast.
I guess so.
I mean, that's getting
reaction
people
videos are
into
fun.
our personality, and if we can get our personality as a brand, then it's way easier. It's way fucking easier to do any of the fun ideas that we want to do. But I just want to get viewership for now, so we can at least have it.
Well, for the few people watching this, make sure if you see a reaction video to comment on those reaction videos and like tell us cool songs to react to,
yeah, there's a bunch.
so we can keep
we have a
pushing out
bunch.
content that you guys want.
And also,
Careful what you wish for on that. You're gonna get a bunch of haters with that too.
but haters
What,
are fine, dude.
Fuck, I don't care.
Haters are not real. Internet haters, not
Look
real.
what happened when someone got mad at me for like my hate for Epiphone that was fake, by the way, and it
I have
started
been-
like a 20 episode rant about.
I have been
was fun.
requesting Lost in Vegas react to "Keep Away" by Godsmack for I don't even know
I
how
love
long
those
now.
guys. Lost in Vegas is like one of my favorite reaction channels.
That's the most Steven
Uh,
that I've heard. In
You could go to so many of these guys' videos.
You know what? They might
and
do
there's
it.
a comment by me, and it just says "Godsmack, keep away."
Those guys are good.
Respect. You think they'll ever do it? You had to do.
They
it on
will
their
never do
Patreon.
it.
Go join their Patreon.
I did. I've been one of their patrons for I don't even know how long.
Request on the $5
Are you
a
really
month?
into that channel?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I
That's why
You're a Patreon, and
That's why we're
everything?
so good at
Wow.
reaction videos.
I am a Lost in Vegas Patreon. Patron.
He's a
Patron.
Patreon.
He's a Patreon.
You're a patron of the Patreon.
Patron.
I'm gonna call him a Patreon.
That's
Although
so cool. That's so funny. I didn't know anyone else like.
I think the word is patriarch. He's
To
a
be
Patriarch.
honest, I don't know what it is, but I got like embarrassed, like telling myself like I'm watching reaction videos right now. Like why do I care like about what someone? But it's kind of fun. I don't know. Like what is it that is compelling about reactions?
I like watching people play video games for the first time. It's like we're playing the game together. That's like what I do. I don't watch.
I'm talking
reaction
more about like
videos,
the
but
first time watching an episode of TV or a movie or hearing a song.
I've watched singers react to singers singing and explaining how they're doing it.
Yeah,
I like that.
I can't remember if it was a comedian or someone else, like another reaction channel, but he was talking about how many, like when the movie Bohemian Rhapsody came out.
Still haven't seen it.
It's good, but how all of a sudden like there's 1,000 reaction channels on YouTube, and like all these people were like reacting to my first time hearing Bohemian Rhapsody, and this guy was like, bullshit. There's no fucking way,
dude. There's
anyone on this earth has not heard that song.
That's how a lot of people feel about
universally known song.
That's
like,
how a lot of people
are
feel
faking
about us though with the songs we haven't heard.
But like, I feel like it's much more plausible. Just like, if you like, regardless of what you think of the genre, like we have not heard those songs because it's not a genre we listen to. But even if you don't listen to rock,
we didn't grow up
know the song
around
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, but if you don't listen to rock, or if you've never, I met people who didn't know who Jimi Hendrix was, who didn't know who the Beatles were, who didn't know who Metallica was. Which,
okay,
that one is more acceptable.
I
than the other
guarantee
two,
if
but
you
that
go
one
into a
got
room
me.
with people that don't know who the Beatles are and you play the song "Hey Jude," they're going to be like, "Oh, I know this song."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like,
there's just some
but if
songs
you've
that
never
are
sat
so
down
universal.
and heard it all the way through, you get to say that's your first time hearing it.
I'm not even saying they could identify that "Hey Jude" is the Beatles if they've never heard the Beatles before. You know, because if that's true, they wouldn't be able to. But
That'd be wild, huh?
if you're telling me you've never heard "Hey Jude" or Bohemian Rhapsody, like,
I'm just saying
way.
I believe it
because
because we're gonna listen to like New York State of Mind is like a Nas song. It's like top 10 like must know rap songs according to the comments, which I trust these people. They seem nice.
Well, go with the content that's working. If
I
they
trust
want us to
the
keep
nice people
reacting to Nas,
and I liked him, and we were wrong too. It was the other guy, and then Nas was the second verse. So we want to make our official apology.
Oh, okay.
We thought Nas was the other guy, and I still stand by how good I thought that was, though. I still thought the
that's cool.
first guy was better,
but that's the cool part about reaction.
but I
videos.
knew it
Like,
was
people,
Nas. That's why I thought it was better.
People explaining it to you in the comments is kind of half the fun. Be like, they like, oh, fun fact about like if they.
So we'll have to do a rewatch and a re-listen with Steven this time. We're just coming up with content. We're coming.
No,
up
they
with
like me.
A
So make sure that,
re-listen?
you know.
Yeah, dude,
That's not going to stick.
No, we can't revisit it. You have to
Yes.
like. The thing is, like, that's the whole point. Is like people
Just
are
say,
educating you.
Yes, and
People are educating you.
yeah,
Like,
and
in the
now we're
comment
educated,
section.
and we go back and be like, remember how
No,
we
you
were
just
stupid?
keep pushing forward. You keep listening. Now you listen to new Nas. What the fuck?
What if he just doesn't come back? That would be such a cool. That's the
Here's
last
hoping.
time we ever see him.
God.
no one's ever.
Walked out with
No one's
left his
ever
fucking
heard of him.
wallet and keys
It's a
and just
mystery, a cold
leaves
case.
forever. Yeah.
This is the clue we have. We
Yeah.
go through it. There's just pictures of us and not his family. That doesn't look good for us.
Just murdered bodies.
Dude, what if Steven was the blankety blank murderer? Is that what they
He's
call him?
Jack
Blank
the Ripper.
murderer? Yeah. What would his name be? Like a stoic
Steve the Strangler.
Yeah, Steve the Strangler.
Steven the Strangler.
Would he strangle? He's not an anger rage kind of guy.
That's the perfect
Mhm.
cover. That's the perfect cover.
So he strangles like this.
He's just nice and
He has the thing and he strangles.
no, because he has the strength. He's ripped.
No, I mean,
the
but
arms.
like his face is calm while he does it. It's just very calm.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's just weird?
He'd be like he'd show some tension in the face.
With an axe, maybe?
Yeah. No, I don't think he'd be that violent. I think he'd want to do it like.
How would you do
Clicking.
it if you were a murderer? I feel like here's what I feel like. Let me say. You would do
I'd do
like
it slow.
forensic stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
no,
like
I'd like-
a little bit of poison that makes their hair fall out.
I
a
heard.
little bit, like-
I was watching your mom's house podcast.
Yeah.
And Christina, I watched a clip, and Christina was talking about like how she'd kill Tom. And she said something that I was like, "Oh, that's actually kind of scary."
What
'cause that's
was
so
it?
easy. She's like, "I would just accidentally, like, put two normal prescription drugs.
Oh yeah, they're
in
not
your
supposed to
coffee
go
that
together.
aren't supposed to go together." Because then it's like totally plausible you did it to yourself. Like you had a bad cold, and then you took a painkiller or something, and it's like boom, dead.
God, you got to be careful with them drugs.
Yeah,
And them
dude.
fucking
There's
crazy
tons of accidental
and them
overdoses
crazy
because of that shit. Or just bad reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's scary, man. Yeah, jokes aside, don't do that.
Don't plot murder.
Don't plot murder.
If you're gonna murder,
that's what I
do
was
it.
going
What's it called? Manslaughter. No.
If
you're gonna do murder, don't premeditate it. Do it. Improvise.
Is
it.
manslaughter just like accidental?
Yeah, that's improvised murder. I think. Like on the spot.
Like
you didn't
vehicular
know.
manslaughter.
They're like,
you
want to play tonight?
guy.
And you're like, I don't have my guitar. And like, that's fine. I've got one for you. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll play. You didn't premeditate playing that night.
This is a weird way to drop back into music.
Yeah, yeah. We had to ring it back around. BandHouse is not just for fucking musicians. It's for everybody. Murderers. No, we don't like murderers.
Come on in. Yeah.
We don't want murderers. Get out of here, murderers.
If you're a murderer, leave us a note in the comments.
There's like 49
Smash
viewers.
that like button if you're a murderer.
Yeah. Wonder where Steven did go dump.
That's a really
crazy time to do it.
yeah.
Although today, I do
how
have to
crazy
tell you,
is that?
I had to take a dump so bad that I couldn't even walk straight. I couldn't even stand up. I could feel it in my tummy like I was about to give birth.
Terrific.
It was crazy. And I was driving, and I was like, oh. And then when I got out, I had my bag and my guitar, and I'm walking across this path and up the stairs like this, like just like,
I will not tell this full story on the podcast, but
Patreon only.
try doing that with vomit.
Oh no!
When you're like, I can't pull
comes
over
up.
on the highway, and I can feel vomit coming up.
I feel like that's easier. You can throw it up.
You think?
I know it.
But if there's
I
cars
don't want
around,
my
it's like
ass
you're-
out.
But like you
Pooping
can't
in
fully,
public.
If you're going 70, you can't really like stick your head out the window and throw it behind you.
You can't. You have to look. So you're saying if I
have
was
to look,
driving,
so
I could shit my pants and
I
just
was
be fine.
like, if you're in the middle lane,
If
there's
I had
no
to.
shoulder, and you're going 70, and there's cars on both sides of you, what do you fucking do?
just throw up into the windshield and keep driving. Is that what you did?
That's what I did. It's not a proud moment, but that's what I did.
I deduced it.
Like, dude, I had to do it into my lap.
I deduced it.
Like, it sucks. It was like the worst throw up ever.
Well, yeah,
This is the content.
You don't have to.
I think I found.
You
out
don't have
why
to tell the whole story. It's fine.
Why 50 people? Well, I'm not gonna say why I was doing that, but this is why 50 people are watching. I found out why you have 50 views on this, but 2,000 on reactions, because we're not talking about dumb, gross shit. Number one echo. I am very curious to what that pedal is. I mean, I'm sure it's a delay, but I've never heard of number one echo. It's a digital delay. Ooh.
Why is that? Ooh.
I don't like. Just I'm like slowly redoing my pedal board right now. It is something a little more
Because I have this digital
usable
delay
and
as
smaller.
well.
I'm doing that's about like this is about the level of pedals that I want, because I bought that board that's just enormous, and I have a pedal train sitting in the closet that someone gave to me.
Yeah.
That I might use, or I might sell them both and just get a really nice small board.
Yeah.
Because like if we do gigs together, like I don't want to like, I'm fine with hauling a guitar or two and an amp, but then it's like God, and a pedal board and
know.
cables and shit. Like it just gets. I guess if that's all I'm carrying in my car, it's fine. But
It does add up, especially.
I want a pedal board that I can like. It's just like this size or smaller, and I can throw it in my bag.
Yeah.
And call it, or like it has a backpack or a carrying case. Like, because I'm not inclined to bring something huge with me.
Right.
Plus, I'm only using, as a rhythm player,
okay.
I use 3 or 4 effects at most. I think
sure.
for that show, I used delay 3 times
Right.
that we did.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the pedal board for the first time with this band, but I'm also not really singing.
Yeah. Well, that's fun because you can focus more on your
I
guitar
can
tone.
do some tap dancing and move stuff around. It can be different every time.
If you're doing covers, I like the ability to be kind of a chameleon and like change tone for a specific song and have that tool at the disposal. But I don't want to carry.
So I have the
50 pedals
compressor,
to do that.
which I barely use. I haven't really found a use for it yet. And then this thing I only use for when the bass player does his one solo.
Yeah.
And I put some bass on there for him so he can go up
Nice.
high. I'm very proud of myself for that one. I feel like
That's
a team
cool.
player. And the equalizer just boosts my clean. So it's like a lead clean. Oh, hi.
I like how
Oh, no.
it must have been a fucking emergency because you didn't even like you got up like a goddamn serial killer.
Dude, I
You
forgot
didn't
to...
say anything. You didn't make eye contact. You didn't smile, and just like I'll be right back. Nothing. You just got up and just.
I feel like last time Or I feel like I was supposed to warn you about that toilet, and I didn't.
That must have been a photo finish.
Did you figure it out?
I don't know yet.
He wrecked that room.
No,
I'm
dude,
sure.
that toilet.
I'm sure of it.
I was taking a deuce and I was blowing it to bits earlier. Damn it!
Are we all? It's been.
This is real. Are
like,
we, is this a
literally,
real
he
episode?
just said this like 2 minutes ago, and
Anyway,
we're doing it again.
I'm blowing it to shit, and I'm looking down, dude. There's ants crawling around my toilet, and I'm like, oh no, there's ants in my butt.
This
I thought there was gonna
house
be
has
ants
to
in
be
my
cleaned.
butt, dude.
This
I know.
house has
The
to
other
be
day
cleaned.
there was
This
Fruit
is
Loops.
becoming
I had a Fruit
dire.
Loops thing that was like a perfect bowl of Fruit Loops left, but I left it out and I left the thing open. And I poured the milk in there. As soon as I poured the milk in the bowl of Cheerios, the ants come crawling out.
dude.
Well, at first I saw one ant and I was like, oh, just one ant, and I'll still eat it. I considered eating it as the worst part. I saw all those ants.
It was bad
My
milk.
last thing, dude. It wasn't bad milk.
Was it bad for? Why did the ants come?
It was great for fruities. That's why it was so good. The ants. That's why ants were in there, because it was fruity pebbles. And
There's
they were
ants
yummy.
everywhere in this house.
Well, they were just in the kitchen for just like 1 month a year. The ants come out and attack. But dude, other places have ants too, not just my nasty house. A place I know of. I'm not gonna call out everybody's ant problems, but it's a thing now, dude.
Ants are always a thing, but you have
They're
to
not
take
supposed
care
to
of
be in
it.
your house. It's because you leave food out, and that's why they come in. Is they literally are drawn to, like, that's why they tell you don't leave food sitting out all the time.
Who tells you that?
The world, everyone. You can't leave like food just sitting out on plates and stuff, because then, like, I'm sure there's ants in anybody's house, but if 3 ants that are in your house smell food,
Yeah, but
they
if
go tell
it's
the colony.
a completely clean house and there's still ants, then what's happening?
then you have a bug problem.
Yeah,
But they don't come unless there's food.
yeah.
Ants are drawn to like the things they want to take back.
Like poop? What are they doing in the bathroom?
Sure.
They like
Probably.
poop. They like that poop.
Do ants eat poop?
I hope not.
Probably.
I don't think so. No, that's a fly thing. That's what
I feel like I've
flies
seen
do.
ants, but like if you see an old decrepit looking poop on like
Well,
dog
I've
poop you
been-
forgot to pick up, if you go to pick it up, there's usually like ants on it, I think.
No, it's flies. That's a flies thing.
There's always flies around
Yeah,
poop,
and we
'cause
don't have
flies.
flies.
Like stinky stuff.
We're not disgusting people. We don't have flies, dude.
Just ants.
Just ants in your
Just
butt.
fucking ants in my bathroom while I'm taking a shit.
You didn't see the ants. So
They're
tell us
probably
how
on
your
his
new
feet,
gig
though.
is going since last week.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I just what did you get as a promotion? What happened?
Yeah, I'm
Are
a
you manager now?
finance
Financial-
manager. I'm the
Dude,
guy.
congrats.
I'm the
Finance
guy you
manager.
sign paperwork with now.
That's awesome.
Say your title.
Yep. Finance manager.
That was really good.
I gotta remember to make a sample of that. Time code this.
I had this guy, and it was him and his wife, and they were trading in, I forget which car. It was kind of an old rundown car, and he straight up told me that he just offered this. He was like, yeah, I don't have the best of credit. And then I go into this huge spiel because they very specifically didn't want a used car because they had problems with used cars. And so I went into this whole speech.
What kind of problems you could have with a used car?
I went into this whole speech. I said, folks, look, I understand the stigma behind a used car, and I can definitely appreciate, because you've had issues with used cars, why you may not want to. But here's what I'll tell you.
In fact, my guitars.
Here's what I'll tell you about the cars that we sell on our lot. One, they all go through a safety inspection. So we look at them, we check them out, and we are not in the business of selling duds. If it's got something weird on the vehicle history report, if there's any type of doubt that this is going to be a good car for someone, we're not going to mess with it. We're going to sell it to like a secondhand, dealership that more deals with that type of thing. I went into this whole speech. I said, I have this 2016. It's really good. And then they were like, yeah, but back then these cars weren't that great. And then I was doing this whole dog and pony show to show them, hey, on this particular vehicle, I think it's going to work really well for you. And here's why you shouldn't worry about this car. It's going to be a great car for you. Let me just show it to you. So we walk out and I show it to you. I kid you not. The first thing I do is I want to go open all the doors. Hey, look at all the room that you're going to have with your family. I pull the back door handle and the door handle pops right off of the door. I kid you not. It was the single worst experience trying to sell a car to someone ever. It was, and it just, and this was something that it was like a very, like, I came by it honestly, like, I forget what it is, but something on those, it just, they can wear out, and it's a very easy fix. It's not like,
What'd you say? Yeah, like, let's run it through. Okay, I'm the people, and I'm like, this might be it, dude. Can we check it out? Can we open the doors? Can we get in and try it?
so yeah. And then I was like, yeah, here, check it out. And it's the first thing when we walked out to it, I pull this and I go, I like froze, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know what happened with that. And I think I tried to say, let's go take a look at something else. But I mean, at that point, it's dead.
Well, what
and then
can you say instead at that point? With time to think about it, you must have thought about it.
there was nothing.
No,
it was
dude,
dead.
there's so many
but
things you
then
could say.
the other thing was after that, they wrote a pretty horrible review about me.
This fucker pulled the fucking door.
I would love to read that review, man.
Well, it was nothing about that, but it was.
Where's this review? Is it on Yelp?
Can you pull it up and read it?
I will show it to you.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'll show
This
it
is
to you.
great.
We've
content
revealed
now.
some pretty gnarly shit, me and you, so it's his turn.
So, but anyway, so it wasn't even the review. It wasn't anything
I don't wanna get in
about.
trouble with work though either. If that's not like, we should not.
I know we might have to
might not have
review
to do
all
that.
of this because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like
we've
I've talked about a
things so
lot
far that
now.
we probably
Oh,
shouldn't put on camera.
Don't worry, I'm going to cut that whole story out. Hey,
Reason
what
I
were we
started
even
going.
talking about?
It was something about RJ saying, oh, no, I did start talking about my job, the lowest credit score. And then RJ went into, God, why would he even be on the car lot and all of this? And it's
Okay,
like,
so
well, there you
let's
go.
go back to the 393. The lowest credit score is 350, and I've never heard of anyone have
did you look it up?
lower than 450. No, I did loans.
What?
Oh, your
So
lowest
you
credit
do-
score that you
I did
saw
loan.
was 350?
I was a loan officer.
So you knew the lowest number.
I know all of this stuff.
You asked us what's the lowest number you
I'm
can
trying
have.
to play a game. We're on a podcast. I'm trying to have some fun.
You could tell
Have
us
you
they
ne-
were playing a game.
Oh my god. Okay,
Now,
let
back
us
me
play
up
a
here.
game. Let's make the tell me the
Steven, back me
categories.
up. He
Tell
did
me the
not
categories
say-
of the
Do you
salesman.
guys know what the
I
lowest
don't
salesman
Oh
remember.
my god, I'm gonna freak out, dude. At every point in every turn, I was trying to make something fun happen, and you guys are just like MSRP.
I'm sorry.
"Mom,
You
just
sat silent for 20 minutes.
I know, dude.
I'm sorry.
That was you trying to make it
That's
fun?
discipline.
I just don't have a lot of flair in my life. You asked me
Add
to
the
add
flair.
I
You didn't
can't
even
add
try.
Flair. I can't add flair. My flair was, hey, sometimes we pull people's credit and you'll see something crazy. That was my flair. And then you asked me the lowest credit score. He's got so much deleting after all of this car
I know, he'll
business
delete
talk.
it and then
it's like,
he'll
yeah,
fucking
fuck all
cut
of
around
that.
it and be like, oh,
what-
see, I did say that.
Here's the good stuff that I thought and that I tried to bring to attention, but it just didn't go.
All right, let's go
we
back
all
to
wanted
it.
to talk about the MSRP.
Let's just talk about music shit.
let's just do music stuff or whatever. All right, Steven.
Okay, let's we were talking about the greatest guitar players of all time.
Yeah, that list
was a while ago.
The list never was finalized. I do need to finalize that list.
So, but let's go into a new one because I did want to ask about this.
Bass players?
No, nobody cares about bass
By the
players.
way, Guthrie Govan, I might put as number one. Based on the
I don't even
comments,
know who that
my
is.
thoughts, and
Who's that?
my opinions based on prior. He's just like the best and the fastest, but also like completely unique and creative, and has some groovy, cool songs, but no like hits. That's his only downside.
I
But
know
he's
the
young.
problem is I just
He's
asked
40.
who is that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Geezer Butler would be in my top
pretty
10
Guitar players.
bass players. Anyway, Steven, what were you going to say?
What if
Sorry.
Geezer was a shred?
I was gonna say top 10 rock albums.
Yeah, that's hard.
Like, objectively or our personal favorites? Because that's two different lists.
Let's make it a tasteful mix of both. If you have a compelling argument for one that you have
All right, well,
just an unreasonable
let's start
bias
throwing
for,
some albums out.
The one above your head is probably my I mean, that's in everybody's fucking
Dark
top
Side.
10.
Dark
Yeah, Dark Side
It's
of the
an
Moon.
album that like you listen to front to back every time you listen
Van
to it. You're
Halen
happy.
1.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's a top 25
I mean,
for
there-
me.
yeah.
I love Van Halen.
Maybe that's
but
more accurate. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Pink
I was gonna
Floyd
say
is
maybe
good. That's
Back
10.
in Black.
Unpopular opinion. I think Highway to Hell as an album is better than Back in Black.
Yeah.
That was Bon Scott's last album. That was the one right before Back in Black.
Yeah, I like
And
Bon
it's just
Scott.
like they had hit their peak of like, you know, because the early ones had a lot of like blues influenced stuff, and you can hear that in the first few AC/DC records. And then by Highway to Hell, it's like they'd gotten a little bit more gritty, a little bit more raw. I mean, they were always gritty and raw, but like his voice was at like its peak, and they were
I
doing like
agree.
mixes of like long, drawn out, like bluesy songs, and then like more experimental. Like it's a long way to the top, like really going kind of avant garde, but still keeping that bluesy tone.
I'm gonna go with Back in Black.
Okay, Back in Black. Throw some more.
I say
albums
Highway to
on.
Hell. If I'm gonna pick an AC/DC record, all time, this is hard.
It's hard to like think.
That's because you've smoked so
Yeah,
much weed.
That's another. Good.
Literally, since I've been sitting on this couch, you've smoked.
It's
your
always
pen
so
like black
hard to
times.
think. What?
It's the Black Album.
That's when I was. Yeah.
I feel like that's
my
gotta
back
be on
pocket.
there.
Yeah, I'd put the top 10 for me.
Abbey Road. I'd probably put Abbey Road. on
Abbey
there.
Road.
Abbey Road, I think, belongs on there for sure.
What about like Zeppelin? Anything Zeppelin? Go on the
Zeppelin
top 10?
1 or Zeppelin 2 would be an acceptable
Physical
answer.
Graffiti.
Not that one.
I think it doesn't go.
Is that like not a good one?
It's fine.
Never
It's got
heard
good
it.
songs on it.
What songs are on it?
What songs are on Led Zeppelin 1?
Black Dog.
Black Dog, Good Times, Bad Times.
Oh yeah, that is.
I
the
think. Right?
I just guessed.
One. What about
Zeppelin 1.
Rock and Roll?
Is that one?
I think
just
that's
guessing.
one.
I'm just-
Yeah, okay. That's
I,
the album.
listen to
I
I
had
shouldn't
the
let it influence me
4-part
right now.
best of. That's where I know all my Zeppelin. from.
Okay.
Don't think I ever learned a song outside of that 4-disc set. Boy,
What about what
else
are
did
the
you say besides
names?
Black Dog?
I said Black Dog, Rock and Roll.
Neither of those are on.
Yeah, that's right. Hold on, let me guess some more.
You ready?
Levee Breaks.
I was right.
Hold on.
Good Times, Bad Times is the first track.
Okay,
I
you got
remembered that.
one. I didn't say that one.
Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You is 2. You Shook Me 3. Dazed and Confused 4. Your Time Is Gonna Come 5, which is a cover. Black Mountainside 6. Communication Breakdown 7. I Can't Quit You Baby 8. How
Wow.
Many More Times 9. That's
I know
a
all
fucking
those
great
songs.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zeppelin
for-
2 is also
except for
very
one.
popular.
What's
Whole
that?
Lot of Love. What Is and What Never Should Be, the Lemon Song.
Oof.
Thank You, Heartbreaker, Long Living Maid, Ramble On, Moby Dick, Bring It On Home.
Oh shit.
The first 4 Zeppelin records.
I
are
think maybe
masterpieces.
I'd bring both those two to my top 10 Desert Island Rock and Roll album. I might bring 2 Zeppelin. No, that's crazy. All right, throw some more.
Paranoid.
Oh, that's on my list for sure. I love that record.
Paranoid's good.
What about what are Jimi Hendrix's records even called? Is it
Axis
just
Bold as Love?
there? You go. There you go.
We said Black
Jimi
Album. What
Hendrix
about like
Experience.
fucking Kill 'Em All? That's thrash.
No.
What about like Master Puppets?
Yeah, Master Puppets you could put on there.
It's like metal though. You're saying just rock. They're saying like rock. Bruce
I know.
Springsteen and shit.
That's just it. Is I
Stevie
feel
Ray
like
Vaughan.
There's
you
gonna
know
be people that
I have a very I feel like I have a very heavy bias towards Master Puppets because I love that record.
but top 10 of
But
all
if someone
time,
says, when they're talking about, it being iconic and everything,
Yeah.
and
What
it's
about
like
Black
Cream?
Album
I don't
crushes
know.
it in terms of its impact and
Yeah.
just like how it broke them through into like more mainstream.
Well,
listeners,
yeah, and
too.
it's definitely I feel that
It was
that
not as
album
Metallica
bridges the
as the
gap
first
between
two.
a more mainstream rock listener and a more,
well, that's like the album that got me to listen
kind
to
of
Metallica versus
strict metal.
Oh, that U2 album that they forced everyone to have on their phones.
no.
no.
Oh, okay.
I don't-
However, you could make an argument for Joshua Tree because that's a fucking great record.
James's Tree. Never heard.
I know that U2's big, so I can't argue if they're going to be on this
I don't know.
list, but
I
I'm
don't know.
not going to
It's
support
top
it.
25. YouTube.
I'm not going to
Give
support it.
give me
I
a
just
few
don't
sentences on your opinions of Bono, and your camera's on the TV if you want to look right into the camera and say.
I just don't like his voice.
Yeah, but look right. Just
the early
say
stuff
it
is
to
I
the-
just don't like your
No,
voice.
that one right there. The one.
This one.
Yeah, that's
your
you.
voice. This one?
Do you see where I'm pointing? The fucking camera that's pointing at you, on top of the TV.
that one.
Yeah. I don't like your voice, Bono.
I didn't mean to say it directly to him.
As Noel Gallagher once said,
call to action.
just shut the fuck up about Africa and play one already.
Nice. How's one go?
Huh?
One.
Is it
one.
or do you feel the same? Would it make it easier
I
on
don't know
you
that
now
song.
if you got someone to blame? It said, one love, one life. You've never heard that song?
I have.
That's actually a great.
I have
love
heard that.
song,
Yeah, I thought that was a Bob Marley cover.
What about
What other kind of rock? What we're missing? Like, what kind of rock music? We got Black Album. We got Abbey Road.
what about hair metal? Is there like a Motley Crue album you could put in there?
Absolutely
Or
not. They don't
Def
belong in
Leppard,
the top
maybe
25.
Judas Priest.
No,
Oh, maybe Screaming
not top
for
10 of all
Vengeance.
time.
What?
They don't
what?
matter. They don't
Okay,
have
well,
impact.
I'm just trying to. I'm just. Why
No,
don't
if I
you
were picking
throw
a hair metal
something
band,
up?
if we were picking hair metal, I'd go back to Van Halen. But again,
Okay.
I don't think
That's
any of
top
these-
25,
If Van
you're saying.
Halen is like pinnacle of hair metal, like staying power for an album, I still don't think that breaks top 20. I mean, it breaks top 25.
I'm gonna
not
say
top
something.
10.
Oh, this is metal, obviously.
Sorry,
What about
I love Van Halen, but sorry.
But that's me, and that's metal.
Well, see, there you go.
But
though,
they broke
is
through.
Why?
Eric Clapton, Slow Hand.
they broke through.
Yeah.
I don't know any.
What
of his
about?
albums. I agree. Oh, this.
I
one.
mean, I have to
That's
say,
Derek and the Dominoes. That's
Yeah,
not.
But that could be top 10 albums of
Yeah.
all time.
I think as far
Blizzard
as
of
far
Oz?
as this genre goes, it's definitely not my favorite. But I think Nevermind, you could definitely make a case
Oh
for.
yeah, especially the impact.
Yeah. I mean, if someone is going to say, if you were to ask people name a grunge album, I think Nevermind would mop.
You know what's funny?
Dirt.
I was listening to. I had my.
Not as good, not as good as Nevermind.
No,
Dirt
I'm
is
talking
way
about-
better than
For
Nevermind.
others, you guys know that's implied.
Dirt is
Disclaimer:
way better.
beep beep beep. Taylor loves Alice in Chains. Do 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 do. And he knows they're better than Nirvana. Do 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 do.
Yeah.
So with that knowledge, let me say it again. But Nevermore, yeah, would be on the list.
Nevermore.
Nevermore.
Nevermind.
You are fucking cut off.
can
What
feel
is
it.
going on with
See
you
it.
today?
Today.
Faith No More is that one, right?
I fucking you want it all, but you can't have it.
Sounds
I
pretty
fucking
good.
I know. I was gonna. For how much
Do the
you
next
hate
part?
that
Do the next
song,
part?
Do you know how
you're
many-
pretty good.
In my face, but you can't grab it. Do you know how many fucking
Pretty
times
good.
I heard that song when I worked for GC? Like 5 times a week at a minute. I fucking hate that. I could go the rest of my
Great
life without
song.
ever hearing it.
What's
And I
is
liked it like when I first heard it.
I get high.
Is it Filter? That's I wish I would have met you. Dun, 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 dun. Na, na, na.
What year did Nevermind come out? Sorry, I'm going back to
92.
Was it 92?
Are
Okay.
you talking about?
Hey man, nice shot. There you go.
Yeah, I
love
like that
song.
scream.
Yeah,
It's
that's a good
scream.
song.
It's a good scream. That's also a Guitar Center fucking classic.
Yep.
That is.
You know what year was a good year
classic
for rock
guitar-
music? I was at the gym and I was like playing shuffle and I looked up an album. And I've seen this argument before. We happen to share a birth year with one of the best years for like rock and just like good albums coming out.
Okay. What were the albums that came out in '94?
Dude, like any like hit song that you're like, oh, what a good 90s song. If you go look up that album, it's from 1994. Like,
Really?
and some of like the best records of some of the bands from the 90s like came out in like Weezer's Blue album came out. Dookie came out that year. Nirvana's last record came out that year. I'm pretty sure Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette came out that year.
Dookie. Oh, those are all good albums for the
Dude,
top 10.
94. Like, look up.
I
there's,
wanna
like, a whole
say,
article about like
there was
1994 being one of the best years for rock and roll.
I think, yeah. Well, I would definitely agree with that if all of those came out.
because that like the Blue album is arguably
Oh.
Weezer's best record. It was their debut.
Hold on, let's go back. So I did want to make a point because you had brought up a like more modern day. Oh, Toxicity.
Yeah, what time is it?
System of a Down.
Toxicity.
It's
Yeah, Toxicity.
Nine.
There is
19.
I feel like we haven't argued enough about modern day records, and I will say I think
It's
if
true.
you were
It's true.
if you were to put some more, I guess these aren't even modern day anymore, but like, yeah, 2000s music into that category. I definitely think Linkin Park. I definitely think American Idiot.
There, my guy. That's the one.
Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory or Meteora, American Idiot.
Yeah, American Idiot. People
those
like
are kind
that.
of the three that
People
like
like
come
that
to my
album.
I think
mind.
American Idiot's still one of like the best albums of the last 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
hit me-
definitely
so
think
hit
there's
me
an
with the
argument
10.
for that.
And then we'll move on.
I don't know. What did we
We
say?
basically-
Metallica's Black
Give me
Album.
yours. Yeah, just give me your 10.
Paranoid.
No particular order.
We had Abbey Road on
Black
there.
Album, Paranoid, Abbey Road,
Dark Side of the Moon.
Dark Side of the Moon.
That's
Zeppelin's
that's
one
a-
or two. Pick one. Your choose.
Yeah.
To taste.
We'll just say a Zeppelin album.
Zeppelin
One of
albums.
the first 4 Zeppelin albums. Pick
Yep.
one.
We don't. Yeah, whichever one,
Whichever
but you
one's
have to
your
put it on the
Your
top
favorite
10.
Zeppelin.
Yeah. I'm going Zeppelin 1. I'll say Zeppelin 1.
I'll do 2 because you said 1. Okay.
I'm doing Physical Graffiti just to be different.
Yep. Okay.
That is a good record. But
Okay, so that's 5 albums. What are the next 5? What about like
We
Rumors?
said Nevermind.
What about Rumors?
ooh, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. That's a great. Which is that the one with the chain?
I don't know.
Or is
I just know it's one of the albums.
No,
you
that's
should
the
know.
one. With Don't Stop. Hang on. What's on? I should know this.
Okay, what else we got?
That's I'd say the Rumors though.
Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory.
Toxicity.
I'm not putting Toxicity.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hybrid
Chain is
Theory.
on Rumors, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I already did Nevermind.
Okay.
I'm at 7.
We need 3 more.
I feel like you got to throw EC on there. But I don't
Same rules. Just pick an Eric Clapton album.
Yeah.
know. Slow hand or hell, Stevie Ray Vaughan could be on there.
Awake.
Kind of similar vein.
I was gonna be funny and throw a Godsmack
You
album
have
on.
to
it. It's like,
respect
no.
yourself, bitch.
No.
What's the first album called? Just Godsmack.
Yeah, it's their self-titled.
Self-titled.
I'm alive.
But it used to. It was originally named All Wound Up.
You, I'm awake.
Because of you, I'm alive.
Saying I sound like Ned.
You kind of had a Ned.
I can't.
Do a Ned Godsmack.
I'm alive.
That's really good.
Do voodoo.
I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite into
rhythm.
my
Solid rhythm.
veins. Never did I want to.
There's an episode where he sings some song and I can't remember what it is.
I don't remember why I came.
I don't know what my voice is. I was just like doing a nice little harmony for you.
God Beyonce.
Yeah.
Top 8 albums and what it is.
Yeah,
Cool.
I like top
You
8.
did top
That's
we're,
great.
We're gonna do the MySpace top 8.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's close this thing out because it's getting late. With
What a great
wise
episode that we're going to have to cut out.
with wise advice from Steven and RJ and myself, and hopefully you just start.
That we're just gonna cut. Just cut it.
I have one more thing we can talk about. Cause
Oh,
we'll need
good.
extra
We need
content,
one more
so we're
second
gonna have to-
segment. Well, we got to do some reaction videos real quick.
I'm going to shout out a guitar place that I've always wanted to check out in Seattle that I finally did.
Okay.
I've lived there for however long now, and I've never been to this one. I've been to pretty much every guitar store there, but I had heard the legend of Mike and Mike's Guitar Bar, and holy shit, is that one of the coolest guitar places I have ever been.
Tell us about it. What is it?
Dude, first of all, no new inventory, all like used or consignment or a combination, or like high end vintage gear, not like Emerald City guitars on First Avenue where it's like, hey, we have 2 1959 Les Pauls
Right.
and they're $500,000. Not that,
Right.
but like I walked in, they had a 1962 Gibson ES 335 on the wall for $25,000. So it's like,
is that
that's
with
still
the,
very expensive, but much more achievable than like a fucking $500,000
Tell me, is that dots? Is that blocks? Is that
mini blocks.
Yeah,
The
mini
little-
blocks.
the little
Also,
mini
that must mean it
squares.
has this.
Nope.
No Bigsby.
No, that was like a factory option, but I don't know if it was on the 335.
I forget the year, like 67 or something. The rest just have Littlesby's.
You walk in and there's a wall of Gibson
I don't know.
and a wall of Gretsch.
Littlesby's.
And their prices were pretty good. you're going in there to spend money for sure, because I don't think there was a single instrument in there under $1,000. But
that's tight.
Some of the best
Mike's bar,
and it's like for me, like
Mike's
it's like
guitar bar?
Mike and Mike's guitar bar.
Oh,
It's
Mike
two different Mikes.
Mike and Ike's guitar bar.
Mike and Mike's guitar bar.
Mike and Mike's guitar bar. 2 mics.
And it's like a very
2 daddies.
It's like a mid-century building. They've got like all this cool like 60s looking wallpaper. Like the place where you can sit and play guitars looks like an old 1950s living room. They've got like a vintage couch there and an old tube TV with like a fireplace. It's super cool. Like the whole and the acoustic room upstairs is crazy. Small place.
We should definitely go there and play some guitars.
Yeah, when we do the Seattle trip,
I've got the H4n now. We can do it.
If we can behave ourselves in that room for
because
it's a small place. We got to make sure we're respectful because it's a small place.
See, I
hate being those guys that just go into film and like do Instagram shit because I hated that one.
So there's that.
Covert.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I've always been very insecure when I go to, like, I don't even want to play through an amp.
You know what,
I'm
though?
just like, you know what? I'm this guy today.
But this is like
testing out gear and just like, oh.
Usually when you go to a store like that, you do feel that energy because it's like, oh, like this is such high end stuff. Like they were like encouraging me, like pick it up, play
the stuff. Yeah,
like everything. Like they told me, like when I first talked to the guy, because I like. Working for GC long enough, you play some instruments that it's like, I'm not going to afford this, but I'm lucky enough to like, I get to hold some cool vintage pieces and play them and test them out. And like, if you show respect to the person that's selling it, they trust you. They know you're not going to belt rash it. They know, like, you take the consideration of a $10.
Oh, that's why I don't even wear belts. That's exactly why
I've never even thought about that.
It's just, well,
from Guitar Center,
especially when you're handling someone else's guitar. Like, I take off my jacket, I make sure I've got no buttons on my shirt that are going to rub up on the back of the guitar.
Yeah,
I make sure I tuck my shirt over my
own
belt.
guitars, but like, I'm not going to belt another man's guitar. That's crazy, and I probably did it. That's probably how I learned. It's like, oh,
I've never thought about that.
So anyway, they like said, hey, like everything in this, like everything's playable, man. You want to play it? Let me know. I'll grab it down.
It's actually a great roundabout way to give advice. Don't fucking buckle rash your guitars. He's talking about the fucking buckle hitting the back of your guitar.
If it's yours,
making noise,
whatever. But just realize it's going to affect the resale value.
Even if you don't want that. Like my 335, I hate when I do it, but
I feel like these days it would increase, man. Them relic guitars are.
Oh, dude. And then later in the week, I went to my other favorite place, which I talked about on the episode with the Scoffs, too. Thunder Road Guitars in West Seattle is probably still my favorite one. I don't know. Mike and Mike's is cool, but if you want, like, guitars you can afford, it's a good mix of everything at Thunder Road.
That would be a fun segment.
They're like kind of a Chicago Music Exchange level. Like, they've got some really cool vintage pieces. I played a 1943 Gibson J45 acoustic, and it was like relic. You can tell like where 60 plus years of like thumb wear is, like right on the second and third fret. There's like no paint left on the back of the neck, and it's like perfectly satined by their hand. But there's a company called Rock and Roll Relics that basically makes not Gibsons, like Les Paul Juniors, Les Paul Specials, double cuts, Les Pauls, melody makers, like kind of those like very iconic like 60s and 70s like rock and punk rock machines, and they like do perfect relic jobs on them.
Yeah,
and it's just like it's like exactly how you want a guitar.
I get hard for a relic job.
You are like Neil deGrasse Tyson on the Joe Rogan Experience right now. You have fucking cut me off at every sentence I've said for the last 15 minutes.
I'm just, just trying, man. I
have to Steven immediately knew the reference.
I have to. Well, I do too, and I find it very offensive because not only have I tried to change the direction of what you've been fucking doing for so long that finally,
I brought it back to
finally when we get to something good and I agree with you and I started to make conversations, you just have that back pocket insult just because you feel bad about my jabs at you earlier. I think it's lame, but.
I'm not I don't want jab.
I have to get up at like 5 o'clock tomorrow, so that's why I keep trying to end this because we still have a bunch of segments to do. And
what are you doing at 5 o'clock tomorrow?
I have to go to the casino because we have to sound check at 1 o'clock.
That's tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time are you playing?
I don't know. I've been talking about it all night, so I thought maybe I had mentioned that. But anyway,
what time do you go on?
That's the worst part. 8 p.m.
What the fuck?
Why are you leaving so early?
Yeah. So we can get there. It's 5 hours away.
Oh my god.
But you leave at what time are you leaving?
6:30, and I've got a carpool, so I got to meet the guy at his house at 6:30, and then we got to pick up another guy.
To get there
at noon?
Noon, 1 o'clock.
It's gonna be miserable. So anyway, no, I think that all the guitar stories are really cool and everything. We got to get to the next segments because I have to get up early.
Okay.
So yeah, and I wasn't cutting you off. I was fucking trying to riff.
Okay.
Relic's guitars are nice.
Yeah,